Hello and welcome. It's Monday and it's Motivational Monday by Jim and Lucy. Today we have a special guest that will give you that magical tool that you know about, but you probably don't use it today. And our special guest today knows how to make you use it right and get the right tool in place. Welcome. This is Michele Blood. Hello, Michele.
Hello, Lucy. Hi, Jim. Lovely to see you.
Hi.
Happy
It's
Monday.
good to see you. Thank you.
Well, we love Mondays because it gives like something special inside, that spark to go as for the week, for the months. And I know many people dread Mondays, and here's where you can help. So tell us more about what you do and how you help people.
Well, what I do is I started something called Motivational. Through a near-fatal car accident, I found out about affirmations, and they weren't working for me lying in that hospital because affirmations don't work unless you can emotionalize them. And I created something that had never been done before because I was a rock singer in Australia, quite successful. So I created affirmation pop songs because you can't get the song out of your head. So we can go into that a little bit more depth, what happened there. But so that's how it all started, a new trajectory of the way I sing and how I, create what I create. And so there's over 400 songs now, tons of albums, even for little children. And so there's all these affirmation songs to assist you in any area of life. And so that's one of the things that I do. And I also teach deep mysticism and meditation. I also teach people how to create a great business, like treating your business like a rock band, like a successful rock band. Because if you can create a successful rock band, you can do anything. And if you can create your business and treat it like it's a rock band, a successful, in-tune, harmonious rock band, well, everything is possible. So I do a lot of different things. I've written, goodness, I don't even know how many books I've written now, about 30 books, bestsellers, tons of albums. Worked with the late and great Bob Proctor for 7 years. We created many, many huge programs and products together, audio programs, TV shows. And I just love what I do. And I wake up every day. And anytime I even send an email to someone, no matter what day it is, I'll say, happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday. So when I saw that this was Motivational Monday, I was like, that is terrific, because I've never had the experience of a Monday to Friday because I've always worked 7 days a week. And as a musician, the weekend is your biggest gigs, So I didn't realize that. And so once I started meeting people from all over the world and realizing they get into this mindset, and that's why they find it very challenging to become their own boss and become an entrepreneur. So I also assist with that so that they can get out of the 9-to-5 mentality, which they've got to get away from if they want to work for themselves. So that's sort of it in a bigger nutshell than I was going to say.
It was well said.
Well, I am a nut, and my name's Michele, so a nutshell.
No more espresso for you.
Oh, I don't drink coffee, and I think you can see why I don't.
Well, I think this is the first time we have a rock singer on our podcast. So, Michele, may I ask you for one line as a song?
I beg your pardon?
Can you sing us one line of your affirmation or a song?
Oh, one line. Wow. Okay. Well, can I just tell a little story first to set it up?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
So after a near-fatal car accident where I was in the truck coming from a 12-hour drive from Brisbane to Sydney from a gig, the truck driver fell asleep, went into a telephone pole, and as the passenger, I had numerous injuries, and my hip was completely, my pelvis completely smashed. The bones from all that went into all the organs, many, many long operations. I was in the hospital for months and months. People started sending me in motivational things, which I'd never, ever needed. I was the lead singer. I was the main songwriter. I was the manager of the band. I managed to get us Time Warner record labels. We did videos. We toured at one stage 7 years nonstop. So I was totally self-motivated. I didn't need motivational stuff. So I didn't know about that side of the world at all. But anyway, something happened when I was listening to an audio book, Think and Grow Rich, by an American author back in the 1920s called Napoleon Hill. And I'd never heard of him or anything like that. But someone turned it on a little cassette player, which I always had with me, because if I got a songwriting idea, I always had to sing it before I lost it in case I forgot it. All songwriters do that. Anyway, so they put it on this little cassette player, and I couldn't turn it off because I couldn't move. I'm on a steel-plated bed because of the back injury and everything. They couldn't even give me a mattress or a pillow, and I'm in agony. I mean, to the point where I'm passing out every few minutes from the pain. Anyway, don't want everyone to lose their breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It is a happy motivational Monday. This comes to a good story. Hang in there, my friends. And so he started talking about his baby was born, his little boy, completely 100% deaf. And he ended up getting 30% of his hearing back through Napoleon just going into his little infant son's room every night and saying, "You hear perfectly. You grow up to be this amazing man. You are loved and you love in return. You've made lots of money." Anyway, his little boy got 30% of his hearing back. And I found out that the way he was talking about it was, it's actually an affirmation that you have to say to yourself about something that you want to have happen that hasn't. You may not feel like you deserve it. You may not feel like it is possible. It doesn't matter what you think. You do the affirmation. I am healed. I know I am. I love myself. I am my friend. So I thought, great, I've got the perfect affirmation. I am healed. I'm not. They tell me I'll never be completely healed. I didn't love myself. I wasn't my friend, because if I could have moved, I think I would have committed suicide. I don't know if I would have, but I was suicidal in my mind, because if I couldn't get on those big stages and jump around and do all the crap that I did, jumping on big speakers and everything, little 5', 90-pound rock singer. Well, what was I going to do with my life? Because that's what I'd been doing since I was 5. The first time my first professional gig, I was 5 on TV. Anyway, so I kept doing the affirmation. I thought, I've got nothing to lose. Here I am. I am healed. I know I am. I love myself. I am my friend. But the doubting mind kept throwing it out. It wouldn't go into the treasury of my subconscious mind, which, by the way, everyone who were going, "Oh, this is a load of woo-woo." Neuroscientists have proven this. John Hopkins, Berkeley. You can go to micheleblood.com and you can see all the scientific studies now about positive music that wasn't even done when I had this car accident. But anyway, so I decided, I said to my brother and a few people, go out and get me some songs with positive affirmations. I need to have a whole brain experience, because you can't get a jingle out of your head. There weren't any. No one had done them. So I decided I would write some myself. So they put a little cassette player, blank, empty, and I just started singing, "I am healed, I know I am. I love myself, I am my friend." I kept singing it over and over and over again until that cassette was filled up. So what happened was the lyrics, the affirmation was going into the left side of the brain, the music into the right side of the brain, which gives you a whole brain experience. It goes directly, without having to emotionalize it, without having to even believe it, into the subconscious mind. So that is how I became healed. And that is how the miraculous happened to me. The doctor said it was miraculous. I was on TV, radio, magazines about this miraculous healing after that. So, and I'm not knocking the doctors. They did a great job. I still, any time I go through the airport, I ding, ding, ding. I have a lot of steel in my body. But I'm an android. But I still would have had, there were so many things that could have gone wrong, and I wouldn't have been able to walk perfectly, if at all. And so I know that the affirmation songs, and I went, as soon as I got out of the hospital, I started writing more and more and recording more and more. And that's how it all happened.
Wow.
That's impressive.
It certainly is.
That's the power, not just affirmation. That's the power of you, Michele. And this
of song.
It's also
music.
you, your personality. That's something, that inner sparkle, I believe that every person has, but sometimes and somehow we tend to lose it or forget about it, or bury it so deep under the doubt, under that weight of problems we're going through. So the affirmation actually is the tool to get it going for you.
So
Yeah,
how can you
because
help?
so
Please
go
go
ahead,
on.
Jim.
No, I was just wondering. I mean, I'm so caught up in what you're doing, and I'm wondering some of our listeners who feel traumatized, they feel like as if the economy is going askew, that they can't accomplish things, or perhaps they've been downsized or something. What kind of advice would you give them, or what kind of products do you have that could help them?
Well, everything is possible. I mean, everything is possible. There is no thing that is impossible. But you have to, we're like this beautiful diamond. Let's use a metaphor that our soul, our consciousness, our higher self, so to speak, is this beautiful diamond. We're born with this beautiful clear diamond sparkling everywhere. Everything is possible. And what happens is over the years, even as a little child, certain things happen that traumatize us, even if it's a little trauma, and we get upset. People are yelling. Someone said, don't run, you'll hurt yourself. I mean, all these different things that we're told, and we go, and the diamond gets coated and we can't feel our higher self. We can't feel that heart glow anymore. And the reason people can't, they go to the law of attraction and they're reading about this and affirmations, and they're like, I know I'm a good person. Why? I'm doing all the things they tell me to do. I'm doing my visualization. Why aren't the things coming into my life that I've been wanting to attract? It's because they're too coated. Doesn't make them bad people. They can't feel it. The divine presence within us is omnipotent power. And when you can connect with that and give it a command, literally give it a command, well, then it comes back to us a millionfold. You don't even have to think about it anymore. So the affirmations, now what happens is to get this clean. How do we get it clean? How do we get all that muck popped off that so it's shiny? Because once that's shiny, you can feel it. And you can feel people whose diamond is pretty clear, because you just walk into a room, even if they're not there anymore, and you just feel good. Everyone is psychic. Everyone is so sensitive to energies around them. And eventually what happens is the more you listen, you don't have to even sing them or speak them. The more you do the affirmations just as a beginning, even if you don't like them, but you will because they're awesome. The songs, even if you just listen to them like a jingle. Advertising agencies are very, very smart. They put billions, not millions, billions into what do they put it into? Jingles, or a famous song, because they know once you have that in your head, you will always think of their product at the same time, even if you don't drive a Toyota, even if you don't like to eat Vegemite, which Australians do because of the jingle. No one else likes it. And so you've got to bring your vibration. You're vibrating here, and what you want to attract is there, whether it's the money, the health, a good relationship, whatever it is, a new home, a new car, it's there. You're vibrating here. So you can't attract it because you're not oscillating at the same vibration. We all, and this is also proven, naysayers, with neuroscience, we all have a vibration around us. Everything is energy, and it's a vibration of a speed, a frequency, so to speak. Like there are frequencies in songs. There are frequencies in the way people speak. If someone says to you, oh, I love you so much, you're looking so great, you can feel if they're full of BS or not. Right, guys? Right, Jim? Right, Lizzie?
Yes, you sure can.
Immediately. But if someone just quietly says, oh, I just think you're wonderful, and you can feel it coming from them. So we're all very, very psychic, but sometimes our ego will want to listen to the words instead of the vibration. Listen to the vibration, people. So that's what you do to start with. We've got to get your vibration up so that you are attracting what it is that you want into your life. Once your vibration comes up, this becomes clearer, and opportunities and ideas that you could never even fathom or think could be part of your experience begin to show up. And not only do they show up, you have more confidence to take action on them. And I have so many, even with the late and great Bob Proctor, we wrote tons of success songs, like a Magnet to Money song I wrote before I met Bob Proctor. The Magnet to Money song has been downloaded multi millions of times globally. And the amount of testimonials we have, could fit the Empire State Building
Yes.
with the amount of people that have had their life changed through just listening to these songs, because they build up your vibration. Music changes the way you feel. And then the next thing that you can do, which is a really great and powerful tool, is stop complaining. The moment you complain about anything or anyone, you're building a brick, another brick, like Pink Floyd said, another brick in the wall. You don't want any more bricks that are blocking your good. You can't even see over the top anymore. There was a nice meadow, I believe, over there somewhere. Where'd it go? You know, sunflowers, where have you gone? And so you've got to be able to knock that down. And it's not knocking it down, it's letting it evaporate and doing things like just stop complaining. Now, you know why you complain, guys. You want to know why you complain?
Of course.
Do people think they have a real legitimate reason to complain?
Well, most of us tend to build those justifications for why we do what we do.
Exactly. Justifications. Exactly, Lucy. So what happens is the reason anyone is complaining is because they are sad, they're in fear, and they don't want to face their own shadows. They don't want to face what they're afraid of, because that makes it even worse. I'm afraid I don't have the rent. I'm afraid I'll lose my husband. I'm afraid the kids at school, I won't get another. They're afraid. So complaining helps very, very, it's a pseudo energy. It gives you a little bit of pretend energy for a little while. You feel better for a little while because at least you feel justified. Well, it's the economy, it's the country, it's this, it's that, it's Biden, it's whoever. It's, it's anyone but you. Anyone but you. And I'm not saying that there haven't been legitimate things that have happened in this world that create things that are just nasty for people. But we can rise above it, people. We really can if we oscillate higher. I'm not saying those things aren't real, but let's not complain about them. Let's look and see what we're afraid of. If you could say to yourself, what am I afraid of not getting that I want? Or what am I afraid of losing that I now have? If you can acknowledge, this is mindfulness, if you can acknowledge and find out what is at the core of why you're afraid, well, then that loosens it. It dissipates the fear and you become a little stronger. You oscillate at a higher vibration. And so if you can, it doesn't matter if you legitimately think you can complain about something. I don't care. Don't do it. It's not going to help you. It's not going to help anybody else. Just stop and say, okay, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to look at the opposite. What can I say that I'm happy about? What can I do? Okay, that sucks. I admit that sucks, but let's look at something different. If you can do that for 21 days straight, and even if you're halfway through a complaint and you stop yourself and you go, whoops, I'm complaining again. Let me think of the opposite of what I can complain about. Okay, I'm walking, I'm talking, I can eat, I can breathe. I've got a privy in my own home. I don't have to go out in the snow to go to the toilet, which I had to do when I was a kid, by the way. Lived in the country, so that's how old I am. Anyway, seriously. So that's they're two things you can do immediately that will change your life 360 degrees. Trust me, it really works. You've got to face your own little demons and just tell them, knucklehead, run along now, run along. You don't belong here.
Well, I am so glad we had you on today.
Absolutely. You have such a great energy, and I'm pretty sure our listeners today okay, I can do something different. I can be better today.
Yes.
And our dear listeners, that's not all we have to offer, because Michele prepared you amazing gift. So tell us more about the gift, the giveaway.
Well, what I've decided to do is give away so many of mine and Bob Proctor's best-selling products that you would normally buy. So don't think, oh, just because it's free, I won't open the link. You get the Magic of Affirmation Power book. You get tons of affirmation songs. You get a beautiful magnetic creative visualization program. You get the goal setting, turbocharged, how to actually break down goals and do them action planner by myself and Bob Proctor, which has one of our favorite programs we put together, which is called Action. And every program Bob and I put together, we have an affirmation song to go with it. So you've got the action song. So when you feel like lethargic and I don't feel like cleaning or I don't feel like doing this, because one of the things you really, really, really have to do, what you look at creates your consciousness, is your consciousness. Keep your house clean, make your bed, wash your dishes. I know this sounds ridiculous, but make everything as zen and clean as possible. And then you will feel better, because you feel bad if you open your wardrobe and you can't see anything because there's so much mess. That is one of the things that will definitely help clean your diamond, because what you look at, you feel. And if everything's sluggish and untidy, you will feel that. Even the boot of your car, which you call the trunk, make sure that's clean too. Everything. Give yourself the boot. Clean the boot. And so you just go to Michele Blood, MicheleBlood.com/Motivational Monday. And you can get all of those plus the 6-week mysticism course on how to have success in your life through the power of mysticism. And there is something that isn't free there, but that we have just created, which you can see behind me, which is the world's first video book. It's an entire book made on video with visuals. So you take in all the visuals of all the success stuff. Every chapter is, you hear my voice and you see all the visuals of what you want to create. So you're using every tool that everyone has ever spoken about. Affirmation music, visualization pictures, you get to watch while, you get to read along at the same time while you're listening to my voice. And every chapter has to do with, how meditation can make you prosperous, intuition, all these different chapters. So that is, manifestationvideobook.com, but that's something you will have to purchase yourself. But we've just launched that. So that is amazing. But otherwise, you just go and get all the free stuff and experiment with it. MichelleBlood.com/Motivational Monday with Jim and Lucy.
Excellent, my friend.
Thank you very much, our dear listeners. You can find a link in the description to this episode. And I'm just sure this is the best way to get motivated this week, this month, this year, with Michelle's voice as a greatest helper. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you, guys.
It's good to have you here.
This is Motivational Monday by Jim and Lucy.
Follow our podcast
and check out our website, jimandlucywoods.com.